To achieve a higher quality of life in your 30s, 40s, and so on, you need to invest in yourself in your 20s. You need to invest in your health, you need to invest in your wealth, and you need to invest in your happiness. It is the trifecta. And the key word here is invest. You are investing in your health, wealth, and happiness. You are not solving them. It's about progress and not completion. You're not going to have all three of these things solved by the time you turn 30. I definitely don't. But you do need to make progress in your 20s, and I'll explain how you do that. Let's start with health. I have always been relatively health conscious because I played sports and I like to work out, and eating healthy never really bothered me. But I was opened up to a whole new world of what health means when I did an internship at a physical therapy rehab facility. This was back when I was in school and I thought I wanted to be a physical therapist. Who knows, one day maybe I still will. But I was working at this clinic with a bunch of patients who needed physical therapy to improve their lives. And these people in the clinic were truly suffering. I'm talking about constant pain and not being able to do simple things like getting out of bed to go to the bathroom or being able to put on their shoes by themselves. It was so painful to watch that it left a mark on me. I saw that and I knew I had to do everything in my power not to wind up like that in the future. Because some of them weren't really even that old. I'm talking about 60-year-olds who couldn't walk on their own. And outside of some of them being in these terrible accidents, most people at the clinic were just there because they didn't take care of themselves when they were younger. They just let their bodies slowly deteriorate over the years until simple tasks became impossible for them. So yeah, after seeing that, it really solidified it for me that the best thing you could do for yourself is to take care of your body and your mind, and to just make sure you are building the healthy habits that are going to allow you to live a higher quality of life in your future. This is not an easy thing to do because a lot of us are so used to instant gratification that the thought of doing something that our 40-year-old self will benefit from is kind of hard to wrap our minds around, but I think deep down most of us know that we need to be doing that. I think that's why you're watching this video, because obviously you care what happens to your future self. Something that works for me is just to normalize it in my brain that these are things that I have to do every single day or at least multiple times a week. Very cliche, but when you get the chance, you should read the book Atomic Habits. It's a very good book to teach you how to actually form a habit and what that really looks like in your day-to-day life. But I only use it to drive home the point that it's not just about doing the thing, it's about doing the thing consistently over time so that your future self will be healthy and pain-free. All right, that's how you invest in your health. Now we're going to talk about how to invest in your wealth. And I am no financial advisor by any means, so I'm actually just going to give you the most basic advice that for some reason nobody ever told me. I'm going to teach you about what I like to call the J-Hope's 3 steps to financial success. I definitely just made that up, but there really are 3 steps. Step 1. Make more money than you spend. This is a super obvious one, but a lot of people don't or can't do it. I personally know a lawyer that makes $125,000 a year, but she has to drive Uber on the weekends for extra cash because she spends too much of her money on pointless things. And on the other hand, I know plenty of people making less than $60,000 a year getting by just fine. It's all about being smart about your expenses and having that awareness to think ahead about every purchase you make before you make it. You really need to think about, can I afford this? Not just now, but like a week from now, a month from now. If something goes wrong, will I regret this purchase? Step 2 is to avoid debts. Man, I am still paying off my student loans almost 8 years later. It is such a burden and you need to avoid it at all costs. We love to make decisions in the now and hope our future self doesn't have to deal with it. But let me confirm to you without a doubt, debt is one of those things that will 100% come back around and screw you. It can screw you in terms of creating an extra monthly bill, and it can also jack up your credit score, which will make your financial life a lot harder than it needs to be. So just know, debt equals bad. Step 3 is to have your money make money. I think everyone should talk to a financial advisor as soon as they get a job and figure out their expenses, because an advisor will help you take whatever extra income you have and help you use it to make more money. Some super simple ways to do this would be to put the money into an investment account that earns interest over time, or moving your money into a high yield savings account, which also earns interest over time. And a small but also effective way is to get some kind of rewards credit card that gives you a percentage of every purchase you make back. So that means even if you only have 1% cash back, that means 1% of every single dollar that you spend is coming back into your pocket. 1% may seem like a small amount, but we're talking about long term. Like, what is 1% of your spending over the next 30 years? That is probably a significant amount of money. And that's kind of what I'm talking about here. You're changing your relationship with money as something that you just spend into something that makes you more money down the road. I really hope you get to step 3 because a lot of people don't make it past step 1. That's why I am a huge advocate of not even moving out of your parents' house until you are financially ready. Otherwise, you're going to end up cooped up in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3 roommates splitting the bills because you had too much pride to live with your parents 1 year longer. If I did have any financial regrets in my life, it would definitely be moving out of my house too early because I have spent a disgusting amount of money on rent in my almost 30 years of life. I don't like to think about it. But anyway, that is health, that is wealth, and now we need to talk about investing in your happiness. So the best part about this one is that if you were taking care of your health and you're taking care of your money problems like we discussed, these are already investments into your happiness because you're already avoiding long-term pain that could be really depressing if you don't have your health or your money right. But another important way of investing in your happiness is to develop a hobby or a skill. Do not overthink this one. This is probably something you already have. It's that thing that you enjoy doing so much that if someone asked you about it, you could write them 30 paragraphs on the topic. This is something that's so important because it's something that's going to ground you and make you feel a sense of purpose when everything in life is tugging you away and you have to give so much of yourself to everyone else. You're gonna have this thing in the background that you're building, that you're working on, that you take immense pride in, and it's going to generate happiness for you because everything else is going to kind of wear you down while this thing picks you up every single time. Another added benefit of having a skill or a hobby that you enjoy is that it will make you more interesting as a person. It doesn't matter if your hobby is watching movies. When that topic gets brought up in conversation, you're going to be the one with all the answers, you're going to have all the interesting takes and perspectives, and people are going to look at you for your opinion on those things. This seems small, but things like that can even help you form relationships with people because you'll be the first person they reach out to when they deal with that thing. It forms that connection in everyone's mind. They attach you with that hobby or that skill, even if it's the most random thing you could think of. Like, this happened to me personally a lot because everyone knew I was a personal trainer and that I was into fitness. So whenever the topic of the gym got brought up or they were thinking about getting into the gym or being healthy, like, they remembered I'm a personal trainer, I'm into fitness, they reached out to me, and boom, just like that, just because I have an interest, this person wanted to form a connection with me. So the last piece of advice I'm going to leave you with is to go easy on yourself. Stop comparing yourself to other people because they have no idea what they're doing either. We're all trying to just figure out this life thing, man. The only difference between my 20-year-old self and me now is a whole lot of experience. My name is J Hopes. I really appreciate anyone who actually made it this far into the video, all 2 of you. I appreciate it so much. It means the world to me. Peace.